Hello dear student, welcome to our new session of your bridge course. It's 14th day. Today we'll discuss about center of mass of continuous body. Center of mass of continuous body. I already tell you about point mass and continuous mass. So right now I am discussing center of mass of continuous bodies. Center of mass of continuous bodies. So students, as we all know that those body whose mass depends on any of the three physical parameter, that is we have three physical parameters as length, area and third is volume. So those bodies whose mass depends on any of the three physical parameter, either it will be on length, its mass, body's mass depends either on length, either on area, either on volume, then we'll say the body is continuous body, or we can say continuous mass. And now in this lecture I'll explain you how to find the center of mass of continuous body. As dear student, some of the examples of continuous bodies are like rod. In previous class I already tell you about rod is basically that body which carry length, so its mass depends on length. So if you wish to find some part of mass of rod, then you have to find that part length, because the mass of rod is basically depends on length. Similarly we have a ring, similarly we have hollow sphere, similarly we have solid sphere, similarly we have disc. These are some common examples of continuous body in which we'll say these bodies mass depends on any of the three physical parameter, like the mass of rod depends on length. Similarly, if we'll turn around the rod, it forms ring, so we'll say the mass of ring is again depends on length. Similarly, hollow sphere, if we are talking about hollow sphere, then the mass of hollow sphere depends on area. Similarly, solid sphere, if we are talking about solid sphere, then the mass of solid sphere depends on volume. Similarly, if we are talking about disc, then the mass of disc is depends on area. So these are some examples of continuous body. Now in this lecture we'll studied how to find the center of mass of continuous body. So try to understand. This topic is very tough, dear student. You have to focus, you have to understand each and every line what I am saying in this lecture, then only you'll understand how to find continuous mass, center of mass for continuous body. So let's say we know that the center of mass formula for x coordinate is m1 x1 plus m2 x2 divided by m1 plus m2. If I am taking summation, then it will be x center of mass is equals to summation mi xi for I 1 to n divided by summation mi for I 1 to n. This is the formula for x center of mass, I mean the coordinate of center of mass along x-axis. Similarly, if I am taking y center of mass, then it is summation mi yi for I 1 to n divided by summation mi, value of I is from 1 to n. Similarly, if I am talking about z center of mass, it is equals to summation mi zi upon summation mi for I 1 to n for I 1 to n. This is the formula for finding Z center of mass, or we can say coordinate of Z center of mass. Dear student, these formulas are valid if the masses are point mass. Now we are talking about continuous body, or we can say continuous mass. In previous class, I'll explain you what is the basic difference between point mass and continuous mass. Point mass is presented by a single point, but when we are talking about continuous body, or we can say continuous mass, then its mass depends on any of the three physical parameter. Either you say length, either you say area, or either you say volume. We have only three physical parameters. All the body's mass depends only on these three physical parameters, like mass of ring depends on length, mass of disc depends on area. What we are already we'll discuss all about these things. So these are the formula for finding coordinates of center of mass for particle. But now we are talking about continuous body. So let's say, dear student, we are taking a body which is placed in Cartesian system. Let's say this is x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. I am taking any arbitrary shaped body. This is my body, let's suppose, and this body is basically continuous body which is placed in Cartesian system. So I'll write here, consider a body, basically continuous body, or we can say continuous mass. Body, say you say mass as well, placed in Cartesian system. So dear student, we have a body which is placed in Cartesian system, and this body is basically continuous body. Now what we think, let's suppose the total mass of body is, let the total mass of body is capital M. Let's suppose the total mass of body is capital M. Now, like our body is made up of many number of cells. If millions and billions of cells can combine, then our body forms. Similarly, dear student, this is our continuous body. And imagine that this continuous body carry total mass, that is capital M. Now I am saying that, let's suppose this body is made up of infinite number of small particles. It is possible that infinite number of small particles can combine and form a body. So I'll write here, let this body is made up of, let the body is made up of infinite number of particles. Infinite number of particles. So dear student, this body is made up of infinite number of particles. This I'll imagine. So if we are consider that lots of small particles can combine and form this body, then the mass of that particles are very small. When all the small mass particle combine, it forms a total body. So let's suppose the mass of first particle is dm1. See, dm is represents small mass. Dear student, in physics I'll use dx, it means small displacement. If I'll use dt, it means small time. If I'll use, let's suppose, d theta, it means small change in angle. D represents term small. So this is your total body, total continuous body, which carry total mass capital M, and this body carries small mass, and we have infinite number of masses. So let's suppose second mass is dm2, third is dm3, fourth is dm4, similarly infiniteth, it is dm infinity. So what we are considering here, that infinite number of particles can combine and form this body. These particles carry small mass. If I'll make sum of these masses, that is dm1 plus dm2 up to, dear student, dm infinity, it will be equals to capital M, which is basically total mass of this body. As we are considering the total mass of body is capital M, and this body is made up of many number of small particles, and if these particles combine, it forms a total body. So the mass of each particle, the sum of mass of each particle is equals to total mass of body. What we will see here, that is m. Now if I want to find coordinates of center of mass along x-axis, then we'll use formula, that is coordinate of center of mass along x-axis. It is x center of mass. See, the formula for finding x center of mass is m1 x1 plus m2 x2. Dear student, this is the formula of finding coordinate of center of mass for particle. Now what we'll do that we'll break this total body into small particle. And what we find? We find that we have infinite number of small particle which is combined and form this body. So I'll write x center of mass of first particle dm1, its x coordinate, let's suppose x1, plus dm2 x2 plus dm3 x3 plus up to dm infinity x infinity divided by dm1 plus dm2 plus dm3 up to dm infinity, dear student. So what we'll see here, small mass of first particle, its x coordinate, plus second mass plus into x coordinate. So we'll use summation. I'll write here x center of mass is equals to summation dmi xi divided by summation dmi. Now dear student, we have infinite number of particles. So what we'll use limit of I is up 1 to infinity. This is the formula for finding coordinate of a center of mass along the x-axis, that is summation dmi xi for I1 to infinity divided by summation dmi 1 to infinity. Now we'll move forward and introduce one more logic. Try to understand this logic, dear student, because it is very important. So as we all know about summation means we are adding the terms. Dear student, if summation carry limit up to infinity, then this mathematical transaction summation is replaced by a new term called integration, which I already told you in very starting class, that is I guess in first or second class I'll introduce you about integration. So dear student, integration means adding small term. Integration is basically summation, form of summation. It is the higher order of summation in fact, and if we'll compare summation and integration is more easy to deal compared to summation. So here dear student, we all know that we have infinite number of particles which is combined and form this body. So what we'll do summation, and the limit of summation is 1 to infinity. If you must remember this thing, if summation carry limit from 1 to infinity, then summation will be replaced by, dear student, remember, integration. If summation carry limit, I am repeating once again, if summation carry limit 1 to infinity, then this summation will be replaced by integration. So what we'll write x center of mass is equals to integration dmx upon integration dm. This is the formula for finding x center of mass for continuous body. I am repeating once again, integration and summation, one and similar thing. In summation, we are adding different terms. Similarly, if we are integrating the function, then also we are adding lots of small particles. So the formula is integration dmx upon integration dm. Similarly, if wish to find y coordinate, dear student, then y coordinate, then what we have to do, it is y center of mass is equals to dmi yi, that is first particle mass and its y coordinate, plus dm2 y2 up to, dear student, infinity, up to dm infinity y infinity upon dm1 plus dm2 up to dm infinity. Now it is the process of adding, so I'll introduce summation. So y center of mass is equals to summation dmi yi. For y, 1 to infinity, because we have infinite number of particles, again summation dmi for I is equals to 1 to infinity. What I'll tell you that if we have limit of summation is 1 from 1 to infinity, then summation will be replaced by integration. We'll get y center of mass is equals to integration dmy upon integration of dm. This is the formula for finding coordinate of center of mass for continuous body along y-axis. Similarly for z-axis, z center of mass is equals to dmi z1 plus dm2 z2 up to dm infinity z infinity divided by dm1 plus dm2 up to dm infinity. Now if we are replacing this sum with summation, and after then we know that summation carry limit from 1 to infinity, then summation will be replaced by integration. What we'll get? We'll get z center of mass is equals to summation dmi zi 1 to infinity upon summation dmi again 1 to infinity. Now if summation carry limit 1 to infinity, then it is replaced by integration. So what we'll get, dear student? We'll get z center of mass is equals to integration dmz upon integration of dm. This is the formula of z center of mass. This is the formula of y center of mass. Very similar. This is the formula of x center of mass. I hope you all understand how to find what is the formula of finding coordinates of center of mass for continuous body. For continuous body. So it is y center of mass, z center of mass and x center of mass. So you have to learn this formula again and again so that you will find some command on this formula. We are moving forward now